So I came in on the NASA's deal. Now, if the NASA's does
Wait,
hoop,
hold on, Darius. Hold on. Before you get going, because I know your ability to take over is very impressive, and trust me, we love to hear what you have to say. But I have to introduce my wonderful crew. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talking Hoops. It's your girl, Coach T, joined by the lovely Coach Mac, the Ron Briscoe, and tonight another special guest back by popular demand. We have the infamous Darius Rice. Darius, thank you so much for joining us again. You
um,
were a hot commodity
I
on
appreciate it.
last week's show.
Whoever thought I was wanting me back, I don't
It
know.
was all the girls, man. All the girls, man. Come on, man. It was all the girls asking for you to return. That's
Let me
what it
tell
was. I
you,
know it wasn't the guys.
you came highly requested,
Oh
and we
man,
had some really great feedback after our show on having you on the show. So, of course, we are so happy to have you back.
oh man, it was
And
fun. It was fun. It was fun.
And as you know, on the show, we like to talk about the hot takes, NBA, G League, WNBA, and college. Right now, for those of you who love watching the show and might not be true basketball fans, we are not in college season right now. I'm sure the portal is filled up with transfers and a lot of things happening. Hard to keep up with. I don't know who's on what team. Almost might as well just wait until the season starts to find out. Looking at ahead to see what team you're going to keep up with and follow. Let's say if you don't have a team at this point, you might as well wait until November hits. The portal, I'm sure, is filled with hundreds of student athletes looking to transfer right now, and probably some of the least expected names we would see or think that we would see on that portal. But we are in the middle of WNBA season, and it is Summer G League, and it's a lot of scuttlebug happening, as Ron would say, around the NBA. So, first things first, one thing that I always like to do and start the show off with just a tiny, teeny bit of controversy or things that people are thinking, but maybe don't want to talk about. What I want to talk about is the number two pick, Alex Sarr,
Mm,
going 0 for 15 in
mm.
a summer league game and finish with goose egg at
Mm.
Mhm,
7 feet 2 inches. You mean
mm.
to tell me you couldn't just flip one basket? One basket couldn't just get flipped over the top of the rim. Somebody please tell me something. They want, we're looking at, and not to bring Bronny up, but everybody's on Bronny this, Bronny that. Okay, Bronny was the 55th pick though. Like, let's remember, what are our true expectations when Bronny was still the 55th pick? I get he's LeBron James Jr., but if you take that away, we wouldn't even be posting about him. We wouldn't even be talking about him. But the
Mhm.
number two pick being 7 feet 2 inches, going 0 for 15. What are you guys' thoughts?
Who's going first? Want me to go first? Reed?
You can go right on, Darius.
Want me to go first? Reed?
You
You are
you
the
ready for
guest.
it? You ready? It's
You
already
are
rolling
the
off your
guest.
tongue.
I
Let's
mean, you
go.
know me. I did a story about this in Las Vegas yesterday about it, talking about the pick because I do a radio show in the morning, and we talked about that. And yeah, the portal thing. It's 3,000 kids in the portal.
Wow.
Jeez.
We started in the portal, and it's 1,600 unsigned. School starts in a month. 1,600 still unsigned.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and
That's
they're
a
probably
high
not going to
number.
go. They're probably not going to go anywhere because we're not good enough. But yeah, I watched the game. 0 for 15. It's a lot I could say about that. Number one, the draft was extremely weak anyway. I think it's probably the weakest draft since the 2000 draft. And I made a story. I did a story on that one. It's very weak draft. We make a big deal out of the 55th pick being Bronny James, and we're making a big deal out of it. That explains how weak the draft is because no one's talking about anybody in the first round.
Mm.
Nobody's talking about anybody.
Hold on. We're all talking about one guy now.
Yeah. But
That's Reed Shepard. Reed
yeah,
Shepard is the
Reed Shepard
third
Yes.
shoot
pick.
that ball. Now Reed Shepard shoot that ball, and if you go and my
He's
guy
averaging
played
20
against,
points in the summer league.
yeah, and I played against his dad, and if you go look up his stats, he's having a good summer league. It's Terrence Shannon Jr. Terrence Shannon Jr. He's having a
Yeah.
good summer league. He had 29 the other night, 26 last night. He's having a good game. But Sar, when you're 7'2" and you're training, and they see Wimby, and Wimby's a freak of nature.
Hmm.
He's a unicorn. He can do so many different things, and you're trying to train a 7'2" guy like him to be a point guard, a two guard, and he's not. So he's out here shooting all these jump shots, and his shot is really not like that. He's not a shooter. He needs to slash to the basket more. Like he looked real lost out there. He didn't look like he belonged. And I really think they drafted on potential because he's 7'2", he's long, and they're looking for another Wemby.
Yeah.
He is not Wemby at all. He is nowhere near Wemby. And I mean, he really looked lost. Being a number 2 pick, this is a guy that you got guaranteed 4 years on your franchise that you're trying to build your franchise around. And he doesn't look like he's ready at all. So, like I said, it was a weak draft. After about the first 3 picks, I turned the TV. I couldn't watch that.
And you have to realize one thing about each one of these guys, they are all young.
Yes.
It's not like they like 24, 25 years old or
Mhm.
22. They are young, 19, 18,
Mm.
years old. And they need a lot of maturing. They need a lot of experience. They need a lot to develop their game, like Darius was talking about. And it really is there. It's really hard to look at basketball in today's time, in my opinion,
It
where
is.
there's not really that many. And you do have some, but that many skilled guys,
Mm-mm.
talented guys that have some development. Of course, like we mentioned in the last podcast, is that you do have a lot of European guys that have a lot of skills and they are developed better than the American guys. But after that, it's really hard to look at a lot of guys. And I
Mhm.
know there's a lot of GMs and there's a lot of coaches and there's a lot of fanatic basketball fans that are saying and scratching their heads like, is the NBA really going to be that good next year? I mean, of course, like you said, we got Whammy, we got these different guys on these different teams. We got Boston that's going to be really good. The New
Mhm.
York Knicks look like they're going to have their act together. The Colts look like I mean, not the Colts. The Indiana Pacers are going to have their act together. The Mavericks looks pretty good. Phoenix is still up in the air. Minnesota, they made some strides. What is Milwaukee going to do? So is the NBA going to be that type of league that we want to see next year? Or are they going to still be the question mark that there's nobody really playing good? And of course, we know the LA Lakers still have a lot of holes to fill with the talent on their team.
Well, like Coach T said in college with his NIL and his transfer portal thing, you don't the bond that you used to have with college athletes, you don't have anymore because you don't know where the heck they are. So, and it's
No.
hard to follow these players now. You don't develop because if I don't play here, okay, I'm just going to transfer. If I don't play here, I'm just going to transfer. You're
Mhm.
never really trying to develop yourself. And I always talk about my football team when I was in Miami. Man, our top 3 running backs was Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, Frank Gore. If Frank
Mm-hmm.
Gore was a freshman at the time, if he decided I'm not sitting behind these 2 players, I'm just going to transfer, we would have never known who Frank Gore was.
Right.
All 3 of those guys were first round draft picks. All 3 of those guys are great NFL players. My 3 tight ends were Jeremy Shockey, Kellen Winslow, and Greg Olson. I mean, those 3 NFL first round picks. But they all sat behind and they developed, they got better and they learned. These kids now, they're not developing, they're not learning, they're not working on their game. All they want to do is play games. And if I don't play, I'm transferring. That's all they want to do. And it starts with the amateur ranks. It starts in AAU. They just want to play games. And they feel like the more games I get, the more college is going to see me. When do you sit down and work on your game? You
Yeah.
know, this is the first time I didn't enjoy NBA basketball. I really didn't even enjoy college basketball because I didn't know where the heck everybody was. And that's a shame.
Yeah.
That game is coming to that, and that's why the LeBron James is still out there is considered one of the best because who's going to carry the torch?
Yeah.
I don't know anybody who's going to carry
Well,
the torch after him.
who is committed to putting in the amount of time that
Mm-hmm.
it takes to we only see the finished product, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is going based off of, and when I say everybody, I mean fans, media, critics, whatever, is going based off of the finished product. But when you take a deeper look and see what it took to get the finished product, how many of these guys are really committed to putting in that work? And I remember, I can't remember if it was KD or if it was Paul George or which one of those guys said that they always show respect and tip their hat off to LeBron because of his age and how much he truly loves the game, and saying the problem is guys don't love the game the same way anymore.
They love the
They
money.
love
They
the
That was
check.
KD that said
That
that.
was
love the
KD.
money. They love the money, love the lifestyle. That's all they're in it for now. It's the
That's
money and
right.
the lifestyle. It's not about the game anymore. And that's why
And
I pride.
the girls chasing them.
Yeah, the girls chasing. Who I'm gonna fly out this weekend? Who I'm gonna fly out this week? That's all they trying to do.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that the WNBA. I'm glad these rookies have stepped it up because I mean that's the only basketball I really watched because I didn't like the NBA this year. I didn't like the finals. I didn't like the playoffs. Period. College. I mean, I knew UConn was going to win it midway through the season. I said nobody's going to beat UConn.
Well,
It's
Don't get her
we got
started, please.
we got
Yes.
lucky. We got lucky. I had UConn winning it all.
I
Yes.
picked UConn winning it right after they won the first one. I said, oh, they're going to win again.
Oh
And they
yeah.
may win it again. But there are a couple of teams that I like. I like a couple of them. They
They're
look.
not disciplined enough. They're not in it for the right reason. Duke got all those players coming next year,
Yeah, but they
but
don't have the coach though, man.
they don't have K.
I
They don't
know
have
John Shire really good, and he is not. He I think get all the talent because they're Duke.
they're Duke.
Okay,
Mhm.
We're
but he
seeing
is
a
not the coach.
we're seeing a full shift in basketball culture
Yeah,
from top to bottom. I mean, it's been in the making, right? This has been kind of in the making, but we're seeing it actually, the transition actually take place and happen. And for us who have been true basketball watchers and just true to the game, it's difficult to accept and watch this transition of where basketball is headed. And it does start from the top. I mean, Darius, earlier in the year, or what was it, last year, when the NBA came, it's not a cup game. What is it called again? I can't even remember what it's called.
The interseason cup.
yeah.
They're trying to take the
Yeah,
European model because
yeah,
they've been doing it, but they made it a mess over here.
it is, and it's like all of these gimmicks to all of the gimmicks to try and get more viewers, but I don't know if it necessarily correlates to more viewers. My thing is like, let's go back to the basics, and it's starting from the top down, right? Like
Yes.
when we watch NBA, how much team basketball do we see? How much,
Yep.
and granted, NBA now, they have accepted that they are there for entertainment
Yep.
and
Mhm.
entertainment purposes only. But college, the transfer portal and NIL has just
It's a
created
joke.
it's a whole new culture. I mean, I tell
Mhm.
Coach Mac all the time, like, I'm looking for my NIL deal. Like, if I could, I'm trying to see what other sport can I play at my age right now that I
I
can
know
go
I got
back
a
to
COVID
school.
year left. I got a COVID year left. I know I got a fifth year transfer
Right.
rule. These rules now
You
you can play.
done, bro. You done.
They say 8 years of college now. I know I got a
You
COVID
done,
I,
Darius.
Coach Mac, I know we got about two good ones somewhere,
Hey,
somewhere
listen,
at
if you if
somebody's
you got a
school.
if you got a couple of players that can at least go to college for 8 years, I think we got
They
something
going 8
available.
years. That's what I'm
I think
saying.
we got something available.
But
Eight
then when you
years.
when you peel back the layers, how many of those kids have went to three different schools?
Mhm.
A
Hey,
lot of,
That's
It's
a
the
like
lot
part.
of.
you're at
And
three,
then and
four
then you get to and then
universities.
you get to graduate and transfer and play again. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
what?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
because you're working on your master's degree.
no, it is quite interesting. But what I want to say though, back to the second round pick, Alex Sarr, what we were talking about behind the glass before we went live is just the constant comparison of
Mhm.
Bronny James to the top picks, right? I feel like the media is baiting people into this negative energy around the 55th pick. We've never even heard this much about the 30th pick. We've never even heard this much about the 20th pick. But
Mhm.
here we are constantly, and I was at CBS Sports or their network on Instagram that posted his current summer league stats and was like, what are you guys' thoughts? And I'm like, what does it matter? He's a 55th
Yes,
pick.
he's the 55th
not a
pick.
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, yeah. I'm like, and
Not a thought.
who like, I don't have a thought. Like, he's the 55th pick. Like, next, show me what are the top 10 picks doing right now,
No,
right?
they're basing it off of all the second round picks who have to earn a spot. But he first day he gets an $8 million guaranteed deal. That's what I think. That's where
Yeah,
people go wrong. They're
yeah.
not comparing him to a top pick. They're
It's the money.
comparing it to he's not earning his way. Like the rest of the second round because no second round pick is guaranteed. But one day yours is guaranteed because of your dad. I think that's where the stigmatism. I think that's where the negativity happened. If he had just went through his course went to summer league, did his thing. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you go to the G League, take the two-way deal, go overseas. I think people would have respected it more because the Lakers still will own your rights because they drafted you.
Now,
But
I
but
have a
getting $8
question.
million and you're not ready for it, that's why they're pissed off.
Now, I do have a
before the
question
first
though.
game.
Hmm.
This question is for everybody. When are you? We obviously know Bronny's not running anything. Okay, we know that. Tell me when and what day you would turn down 8 million at 19 years old for 4 years guaranteed
I mean, he was getting
to
that in
say,
college.
you know what, I don't deserve it.
He
I'm
was getting
gonna
$5
go.
million in college.
Thank you. So who's turning down 4 years to be signed with the premium team? Premium
To play
for
with your
four
dad.
years to play with your dad. How many people are gonna say, no, you know what? I don't want to take that. And this is my only thing is people are just being very unrealistic. I don't
Mm.
blame Bronny for that. Nepotism happens everywhere, all the time. And we talk
Mhm.
about, I always used to say, and this is what I learned when I became an adult and started working outside of me playing basketball, is that a lot of times it's not what you can do, it's who you know.
Mhm.
And
Who you know.
and why are people all of a sudden acting like that this is some new concept and it just started with Bronny?
Mm.
And it
I
didn't
think
start with
I think nepotism is a bad word for it. I think it's more favoritism. Um, I don't think it's nepotism. I think it's favoritism. People are mad because he was favorite. His dad runs the show. His dad's the GM. He's the GM. He's the coach. He's LeBron. He runs the show.
he's the NBA. I mean,
Yeah, he's the
and
NBA. So of course we all knew if you're a basketball head like we all are, we
we
all knew
knew.
we could have put $1 million that Bronny was going to go 50-50. We would have been $1 million richer today because we
Yeah.
all knew it. We
Yeah.
all knew it, but people, it's the media. The media is just destroying this kid. They're
They
making
are.
they're,
They
they're, they're
are.
the worst thing for him. They're gonna make this guy have a nervous breakdown. They need to
Mm.
let's back off of him. He's 55th pick. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone. Let him just play. Why are we interviewing him after a summer league game?
No, leave
Like,
him alone.
so
Because of
Coach
his famous dad. That's why.
But when you're the most critiqued NBA player, you knew the most critiqued son was going. You knew he was going to
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
it.
and my fear is, and I was talking to my husband about this. My fear is that it's going to be worse for him than it ever was for his dad, and
Yes.
he, in no way, shape, or form, I think is be receiving this level of criticism as the 55th pick and the child who's not running anything.
But I still blame LeBron for a majority of this. I blame him. You first off, you know the level that your kid is. Everybody knows like this. This is no
Right.
surprise. You know what
Mhm.
your son can handle. Why put him in this situation and you know he's not ready, especially after the health condition that he's had.
Yep.
I mean, why not at least allow him to go to college for another year, if anything? If anything, just one more year, just to see what that year is like. And
Hmm.
then, okay, let's decide on whether or not we want to enter the draft or not. But no, I honestly just blame LeBron for the bulk
I'm
of
with
this.
you. I'm with you.
For
Blame.
sure, no, 100%. Because we said on the show that we thought he was going to go to what school was it where his friend is now coaching,
Oh,
um
Oh,
Duquesne.
yeah.
Duquesne. Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
thought on the show we said he was going to go to Duquesne. This would be a great opportunity for him. He will finally be separated from his parents. I mean, going to
Yeah.
USC, you were probably still going home all the time, right?
Mhm.
You need to be able to go develop on your own as an adult. And you didn't really get that experience. And now you're being thrown literally into the middle of a fire pit and expected to prosper after having a serious health condition a year ago. So, no,
Mhm.
absolutely, responsibility 110% falls on his dad for even allowing this to happen,
Yeah.
and then creating the platform for it to happen. So,
Well, Bron's a selfish guy, man. Everything he does is selfish. I mean, he knew that was going to happen, and he doesn't care. I'm playing with my son. That's all that matters. He doesn't care
Yeah.
about the Lakers organization. He doesn't care about winning at this point. His whole stigmatism is, I'm playing with my son. I'm doing something Michael Jordan hasn't done. Michael Jordan didn't get his sons in the NBA. I did. It's always LeBron always got something going now. Everything is for a reason. If I was Bronny, I would just man up and say, "Look, Dad, I'm not ready. I'll
Really.
go. I'll go to Australia with LaMelo Ball did. Let me play by myself
Yeah.
without you. Let me get away from you."
Yes.
That's what he needs to do.
yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
I thought Duquesne was definitely going to happen. But Coach Mack, speaking about going overseas, your boy, Pat Bev, your
That's
boy.
it.
I saw that
Patrick
today.
Beverly.
No, no, no. That's your
Saw
boy.
that.
That's your boy, Coach Johnson.
Beverly.
Don't give it to
Saw
nobody. That's your
that.
boy.
But let's talk about how much he's getting though.
Mm.
That's a nice little meal that he
Yeah.
get
You
to go
a
over
Pat
and
Bev fan?
Yeah,
no,
Pat
I'm just
B.
being facetious. No. Pat is crazy. I don't care how any other way you put it. Pat is crazy. On
Yeah,
any day.
That gonna last about 2 months, and he gonna be back over here. Watch, he can't make it over there. He's not ready for that. Italy is
they
too
don't
tough.
want him back over in the NBA,
That's what
man.
he gonna
In
be.
Israel.
He gonna
In
be playing.
Israel,
In
yeah.
Israel.
LOD.
He's going to
LOD.
Israel.
They gonna be
What they
beating
say,
his tail over
adios
there. He's gonna come
amigos.
right on back and play in the G League. Try to get called up. He's not. He's not ready for that.
Now, why do you think that he won't make it overseas when he originally started overseas?
He
That's
He
right.
did.
can't. He's spoiled now. It's a different. It's a level
Mm.
of being spoiled in the NBA. He's not used to traveling by bus 3-4 hours. He's not used to certain things they do over there.
Hey.
It's a different lifestyle that he's gotten accustomed to now. He's gonna be back over here. Watch, you guarantee he's gonna be back over
So
here.
you don't think he can get real accustomed, real acquainted for $4 million?
I
Hey,
mean, that's normal in high level of Europe right now. But
I mean, I think
Israel
I'll
is
be
not a bad
okay.
place. Israel is not a bad place. It's kind of Americanized, kind of like living in New York in Tel
hmm
Aviv. So it's not a bad
LOD,
place.
yeah.
It's just a lifestyle. Like, man, when you got private jets, you got your own doctors on the plane, got your own chef and cook. It's gonna be different over there. And then when that check be late, sometimes that check ain't gonna be on time.
hey, sometimes that check be
They gonna be
late.
at the first of the month.
Okay, sometimes.
Man, my check. It's the first of the month. What my
Yeah,
check at, bro?
yeah. You might be
And
looking
look,
to the 7th. Okay.
that's all he needs to go off on. That's all
That's
he
what I'm
needs to
saying.
go off.
Don't take much.
I played with Sean Kemp in Italy. That check was like 2 weeks late. Sean Kemp went off.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's going on around here?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And we already know, and I say Coach Max boy because we've talked about Pat Bev and his antics on this show plenty of times before. And so I always say that Draymond is Ron's boy. So I gotta give Coach Mac one of hers for this time around.
When you
So
gonna take
who
one?
y'all
When
think
you
is
gonna
worse,
take one of
Draymond?
these
Who
mean
y'all think is
guys?
worse, Draymond or Pat Bev? Who y'all think is worse, or
Ooh.
the new guy they got now?
Brooks,
Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. There we
Yeah,
go. I knew who you were talking
Oh,
about immediately.
yeah. Who y'all think is worse now?
Mm.
I
it's
I'll
a
put
have.
tie.
all of them in the same pot.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
Pat,
I.
Pat, Pat crazy on a different level though.
He is.
Pat
He
will
is.
try
Draymond's
you.
on the same level
Drake,
with that.
Drake, but see, Draymond, he can be a coward sometimes. I don't
Draymond
see.
tries who he know he can get over
Yes,
with.
yes. But Pat, no, Pat gonna try you any day. I don't care who it is.
See, I
Yeah,
would have
that's true.
said,
That's true.
Dallas Johnson in the chat know about that late check.
yeah. That's Mr. Johnson. He's played overseas as well too. Yeah, you know about that check being a little late,
Yeah.
but I would have said Draymond Green without hesitation normally. But the way that Pat Bev acted when they lost in the playoffs, I
Mhm.
was baffled. And if
Yeah,
I was that fan, oh my gosh, the way my lawyer would have been on the phone before I even walked out the arena,
he would have had to go overseas.
you would have had to go overseas because there's no way that you take the ball, you throw it into the crowd, trying to hit a fan, you hit a lady in her face, they pass you the ball back, and you throw it back.
Roll back.
No, he asked
That
them to give it back. He said, "Give the
yeah,
ball back to me."
yeah. Give it back here.
And they
And
give it back. He throws it right back in the
no,
face.
that right there, that because that's outside of like player on player, right? You know, what Draymond does and did is still not okay. Turning around, power range, slapping Nurkic in the face. That's never okay. That's not a basketball move at
Draymond
all.
was the worst. I can't stand that guy.
Jumping off of Sabonis's chest. I mean, it's just wild, right? But Pat
Oh,
Bev, you're hitting fans. Like you're taking it. It's not player inside of the lines, game getting physical and frustration, but literally fans, people who have nothing to do with the game except they're just there to watch. So that was very like cringeworthy for me to see Pat Bev do. And when he did that, I knew he wasn't coming back to the NBA. I said, even the Wizards wouldn't pick him up right now. I wouldn't
No,
either. So
no, no.
rightfully so, I completely understand Pat Bev going overseas. But in place of Pat Bev going overseas, leaving the Milwaukee Bucks, Supposedly, John Wall just had a workout in front of Darvin Ham, who is now their
Mhm.
head assistant coach for
Right.
the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Bump it or dump it.
Mm.
I'm a bump it because John Wall, he's working his way back into the league.
He
Okay.
is.
And for those of you that don't know, John Wall has not been in the league
Yeah, I
in a,
don't. I
in a
Couple
don't
of
know.
little
years,
while,
couple
in
of
a couple
I
of
don't
years.
That's
know.
years.
tough.
I don't know if John Wall still got game. I ain't seen him in a
That's
while.
I
I don't
saw
really.
he's been in Houston playing a lot.
Yeah,
Hmm
Uh,
yeah, yeah. They
that
played in
was the
Houston.
last team he was with. But John still has it. He still has a
I hadn't
good
seen
game.
him
He's
since
got a couple of years. He got a couple of
Monte
years
Ellis
left.
play every day. They never signed him again.
Who?
Who's that?
Monte Ellis used to play in Houston every day, in Dallas every day. They
oh
never signed
man.
him
Yep.
again.
Wow.
So when the NBA gets you out and they feel like you're done, and you don't provide anything else for the
That's true
league.
too. That's true too. That's true. But I think they may give him a chance, John. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey, for a try, for a guy to go in and work out with
Mhm.
Ham and Doc and them,
Yeah.
they know they need some help at that guard position.
Yeah, I talked to Dave Yeager. Yeager, I think he's trying to get on that staff too because I told Yeager, man, you need to go and bring me with you. So hopefully he put that bug in the ear and I'll be up there, man. Because I talked to him actually last week because he called me because Corey Williams died. You remember Corey Williams, Ron?
Yeah, yeah, he died
I
not
was,
long
yeah, I
ago.
was like,
Yeah,
yeah, so that was
my
my
God,
point guard. That was my point guard. We won G League championship. So,
right.
Mhm.
Yeager called me, man. And he's talking about he was going to be up there with Doc and everybody. So hopefully he get that and bring me with him. We did have a long talk about it last week.
Wow. Yeah. Well, we had to comment.
So
Jay
we get
Mitchell
if I
says,
get up there in John Walls, then we're gonna put him on the show.
hey, Jay Mitchell said bump. It's a bump. Coach Mack, what are you saying? Bump it or dump it? John Wall to the
Uh,
Bucks.
that's kind of tough because he's been
Mm.
out for a while, but at the same time, look at what the competition is like.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
I don't know. I give him a chance.
Okay.
I give him a chance. So
Now,
I'll bump it.
interesting that I feel like bringing him in after having Damian Lillard come across, and that was very much a lateral move. We said that that wasn't a good decision. Drew Holiday not only had success but won a championship with that trade, something that he, I'm sure, was devastated about to begin with, ended up turning into a life changing opportunity for him to win a championship for his second time. So good to see for Drew Holiday. But another interesting trade or workout that took place and that they're interested in is Russell Westbrook becoming front runner for the Denver Nuggets to join their team.
Oh yeah.
Thoughts
I like
and
that.
bump it or dump it.
Bump that. I like that. The Jokic need another guard out there with him. I
Yeah,
like that.
they need another guy. Murray needs some help.
Murray, yeah,
Mm,
they need some help. And they
definitely.
lost a lot of pieces.
KPC left and went to Orlando.
Mhm.
Mm.
They need it.
So yeah, they need some help. That may be a good team for Westbrook to wind up on. It may
Mm.
just be what he needs. To
Middle of nowhere.
build up nowhere. Not a lot.
Not in LA, you're not in your big city, you're in Denver,
Yeah,
it's snow and it's cold.
yeah.
Now, Denver, he's an LA guy, not too far from LA, so it's still close enough to get to and see family and all of that. Jay Mitchell says dump. Coach Mack, what do you say before I give you mine? I
I
got
say
Ron and Darius at bump and bump. Coach
I'll
Mack?
say I'll say bump for the simple fact that Russell Westbrook, and I'm saying this because of his role with the Clippers. He was willing
Mhm.
to fit anywhere. So I think that would be a
Mm.
good fit for him if he were to go to the Nuggets because
Mhm.
they need help in every
Yeah.
angle.
He's not bad. He just couldn't play with
He's
LeBron.
not.
Yeah, he couldn't play with LeBron. That's right. He couldn't. He just like,
Like that's
man,
anything new.
yeah.
I'm going
Exactly.
to say, listen, okay, they're going to have to call me in for when they finally give LeBron James his 60 minutes because I'm going to need a little interview segment on there to talk about how I had a podcast show and my crew used to talk terrible about my favorite player. But I'm going to say for Westbrook, I'm going to go with the bump actually as well. I think that this is a great team for his style of play. When I think
Mhm.
about his style of play, even though they like to say Russ is this, Russ is that, Russ can still get up and down the court with with
Okay.
ease. And I'm picturing him with that second group, maintaining that up and down style of play, as well as bringing some seniority to their team. They have guys that have been in the league for a while, but they don't have a guy that's been in the league like Russell, and who's been in a lot of in-game situations with experience. And so I think that could be a good fit for Denver. Now, do I think that it makes them back a championship team? Eh,
Mm.
eh.
Mm.
It's really hard to say. I almost can't even predict who. I would say I guess the easiest prediction is to say the Clipper. I mean, excuse me, the Celtics. But I
Philly.
don't. I don't even know about that. I don't know.
I
You
think
got
the Mavs are going to make a run. Uh-oh, here we go. Star of the show.
Here it goes. Mama
Star of the
Davis is
show.
joined Talking Hoops, and she says, I'm on the fence. And I'm going to assume that is in reference to Russell Westbrook, and she's not a Denver fan. And I can
mm.
speak to why she's not a Denver fan, because she doesn't like Jokic. So she's anti Jokic. So
Oh, okay.
I can see on the fence, we want to keep our LA guys in LA, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. And
I just
Denver,
thought maybe she just like don't worry about the Nuggets since she's a big LA fan. So
oh
I don't.
yeah, but the Nuggets swept the Lakers
That's why she
last
don't
season.
like the Nuggets because they just own LeBron.
They
That's
didn't
true.
own LeBron. Okay,
That's true.
it's not 1-on-5. You got
Huh?
to
It
if you're
was,
gonna
They
Uh,
beat them two
uh,
times, two years in a row.
yeah.
if you're gonna mention LeBron, you got to mention them other scrubs that he got on the team wearing a Lakers jersey, getting up and down, getting cardio
But
for
he don't
30
don't give them
minutes.
a chance because every time the scrubs leave and go somewhere else, they're all stars.
mm.
Don't get me started on that, please.
And what you say AD's name was his initial for
Always
AD?
down.
Oh,
Always down.
Hey.
Now, I will
that's the
say
Lakers.
though, I don't think now
Mhm.
Brandon Ingram right now, I did read somewhere a couple weeks ago, Brandon Ingram potentially looking for a home, where
No,
he.
they're not going to trade him.
Oh, Ron, I don't want Brandon Ingram back. They got rid of him for a reason, and I see why they did.
Yeah.
Here he goes, me and you, Darius. Mama Davis is calling you out, Darius. She
Yeah, I
said
see it. She waiting on me. She
she
ready.
said you could meet her in the parking lot.
She ready.
Oh my goodness! There goes that
She
California
is
girl.
ready. She is ready.
I told you it was a drive-by coming, man. You be
Yeah.
careful, man. You be
I
careful,
heard
bro.
somebody honking a few minutes ago.
Yeah, that was a drive-by coming, man. You got your armor, man.
Man, I heard somebody honking out there.
Oh, that is too funny. Brandon Ingram did exactly what I thought he was going to do, and he played good for a little bit. But the same thing I noticed with the Lakers is that he just hasn't seemed to get over the threshold of being that guy. Like he's
Well,
good.
he's been injured, man. He had a knee injury. He had an
Yeah.
operation and everything.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
just
talking
coming
over
back
the years
strong.
though, Ron. He's been good. Brandon Ingram is good. But at what point throughout his career so far have we been like, man, Brandon Ingram is that guy?
I mean, he's
He's
still
up
like you said, he's not
next.
that dude. He like when Zion comes back, he's that dude. I don't think Brandon Ingram can ever take over like that. He'll show you glimpses. Oh, he had 28 and 10. He had 30 and then you don't hear about him anymore. So I
Then you
don't think
don't hear.
he's a sidekick. He has to be a sidekick.
Yes.
I don't think he can be that guy.
Okay, he's
Mm.
not that guy. Coach Mack?
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way because it's one moment you hear about him, then the next minute it's like, where is he? So, nah, not that guy.
No.
Not that
Next.
guy. Now we gotta tread lightly because he plays for Ron's team now. See, now we
Oh, the
about to get on the
Pelicans.
Pelicans.
The
And
Pelicans.
I see Ron face ready to turn up.
Well,
Well,
we just got to get Zion. We just
Zion
got to
is
get Zion healthy, man. He is
right. He's
that
turning the
dude,
corner,
man.
man.
Yeah,
Zion's turning the
he
corner,
finally
and
got in
Brandon
shape.
Ingram is coming back, man.
I
He's
love
coming
Zion
back. They
Williamson.
added
He
some
should be the
pieces to the team. We're
best.
gonna see. We're gonna see. And they talked about trading him, but looks like they're gonna hold on to him.
They
Now
need
he
to.
should take over after LeBron. Zion Williamson should be the new face of the NBA because when he plays, you can't stop him. He just
You
got to
can't
stay
stop.
healthy. You can't stop him.
And
You gotta
that
stop eating. That's what you gotta stop doing.
Well,
Hey,
he's
I
in
ain't
New
mad at him
Orleans,
for him
man.
though.
It's hard to stop eating in New Orleans.
I know
Hey,
it's hard. It's hard. That H2K
hey,
and that
hey.
gumbo. Oh my goodness.
Listen,
You need to leave them
listen.
See,
strippers
maybe
alone.
he
That's what he
needs to
needs
go to
to do.
Colorado,
He
huh?
need to leave them strippers alone. Every time you turn around, you got a stripper pregnant. You need to leave them alone.
Woo.
Yeah, they
That's
got a lot of strippers in New Orleans. You're right about that.
you need to leave
Oh,
them
he's
alone.
known for liking them in Dallas too. It ain't just
Yeah,
New
Oh,
That's
Orleans.
true too. That's
It
true.
ain't just
That's
New Orleans.
Miami, and
he'd have been
all over.
everywhere.
Just
okay. So
Let's
see,
just make the
just out
circle.
there.
Zion is that guy, man. I love watching him play. He's the most fun guy in the league when he's hooping.
he might be,
Yes.
and I would love to. I want to see his career pan out, but he might be one of those with these expectations of what he shoulda, coulda, woulda been,
Mhm.
and never reaches that full potential due to extrinsic factors that are influencing and impacting that are impacting his basketball career. I mean,
Mhm.
I he was in the media more for the whole situation with the
Yeah,
stripper than he was about basketball. I mean, his headlines were everywhere, and I'm like, well, I'm thinking, it's something good about Zion. Finally, the switch is clicked on for him, and it's some drama. And I'm like, oh, Zion, you're supposed to be the next LeBron. Your name's supposed to be
yeah.
clean. Okay, whether LeBron does dirt or not, we will never know. We don't
We don't
know.
know.
He keeps it clean, and that's what I was hoping, for Zion when they say he's going to be the next. Because right now, please, somebody tell me who is the next LeBron to take over the league, the same way that Kobe came after Jordan, the way that LeBron came after Kobe, and it was like the transition of passing of that. Who is that face?
That's why I
Who is
said
it?
nobody. It's no. I don't see
I
anybody
think
that
it's
can carry the
going to be
NBA. Wemby.
uh I think it's going to be the guy from Oklahoma City.
Shay?
Hey,
SGA, right? I
SGA.
think it's going to be him or Ant Man.
I'll take
But
Ant Man
can
before
they
Shea.
carry the NBA? Like it's another level to it. Just not being a decent, good player. You have to actually carry the NBA brand on your back. You got to go meetings. You got to be presentable on TV. You got to be marketable. You got to sell tickets. Like I
Yeah,
said, the NBA was failing before Michael Jordan came. Michael Jordan brought something different, and then Kobe came, and with Shaq, those guys were different. And then all of a sudden, LeBron comes and he elevates it again. Who has that elevation factor? Shaq can't do that. Ant Man, he's not like that. I love his interviews, but can he
right.
play in the NBA?
I
Can he
love
explain
his
the
interviews.
They
NBA?
are not articulate like the rest of
Yeah.
them.
So
If they was had that
who's that
articulate type
marketing
of
face?
act with them,
do you,
they'd be able to
unless
do
um,
that.
do you think Luca could get to that point? Because
Mm.
they're saying that Luca could be
Luca
the
cares
next
about
phase.
Luca. That's it. He don't.
Mm.
And then Luca don't play no defense. He can't do
No,
None.
nothing.
You
you
can't.
never,
No,
He
not
don't
never.
play better defense.
not a lick of defense.
No,
When they played
injured
the
or not injured.
clips of him getting blown by 20
Yeah,
something times, I said, first of all, whoever made this clip, diabolical. Because who even thinks of like, yeah, let me put this together, his highlight of getting
He
blown
just stands
by.
there and looks at
Yeah,
him
yeah,
like,
yeah, 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 yeah. He's standing there and watching. But, Darius, a question I had asked Ron and Coach Mac previously some months ago, I said, can a foreign player be the face of the NBA?
it's gonna have to because the next big thing is Wemby, and he's a clean cut guy. He's a young guy. He does things no one's ever seen before. I saw him in practice the other day. Guy drove by and shot a floater, had him off balance, and he turns in mid air and just blocks it backwards. I was like, "What? Who does that?" Guy shot a three and caught his own miss, tip dunked it. Like he does things no one's ever seen. So he will be the next guy. They'll clean him up, put him, teach him more,
hmm
English, get his English down really good, and he'll be the guy they push out there as the marketing guy, and that will branch over to NBA Europe and NBA Asia because he'll relate to those fans over there. And the
hmm
NBA is all about money at the end of the day. Whatever they can do to get money, they're going to do it. And I think he's their big push. I love Ant Man to death. I don't think they will push him like they push Mike, like they push Kobe, like they push LeBron, but they'll push Wemby.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
yes.
Now I do think, and this is what I might get some flock coming back, but I think who really messed up their opportunity to be that guy next in line to do that, who
Mhm.
is really Showtime TV when it's time for him to play, is
Mhm.
John Morant.
Yes.
He can't stay out of trouble.
He blew it. He
Messed his own
blew
self
it.
up. Yep.
God, I love Ja,
He
but
blew it. He
John
is
ain't even like
primetime
that. You out there
TV.
running around with guns and stuff, dude. You went to Murray
I
State.
got a,
We know you.
got a
You not
six
like
shooter.
that.
I got a six
You
shooter.
not like that, dude. You are not like
yeah,
that. People around the game know you. Stop. You're not like that.
Ja
I,
messed it up. He killed that. He
Yep.
been killed that opportunity.
He Gilbert
he
Arenas out here.
he did. Career was never the same after that.
Mm-mm.
Career was never the same after that. I really am disappointed by that because Ja, like I said, he is prime time. Like
Mm.
while Wemby is nice to watch, maybe it's just difficult with the Spurs, and this is my fault. When I was younger, watching the Spurs, watching Manu and Tim Duncan and Parker,
Tony
watching them.
Parker.
Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, I'm
You
like,
still got
I'd
that
rather go.
boring in your mind.
I'd rather go watch paint dry. Like at this point, I'm like, oh, and then I used to hate when they had to play the Lakers because fundamental Tim Duncan, okay, he
Yes.
is just was an unstoppable post player, one of the best post players in the NBA, and somebody can
No
disagree and go,
expressions. No
no,
expressions.
none,
He didn't
No
none,
discriminate at
expression.
all.
stale face, no excitement, no get an and one. He don't do no and one, no
Not his
nothing,
business.
just
He's not high fiving, no chest bumps. Do
Nope.
something.
do something.
Nope.
So that bore of watching the Spurs is still very much ingrained. I'm like, they're just boring. And if I feel that way, I know I can't be the only one.
I didn't. I was not a Spurs fan, but they played the game the right way, and it was
And they
hard to
won.
get. They won.
Yep.
You can't hate on winning. You
And they
talk,
beat the Lakers.
and
That's
they
what
All
won
they
right now,
five.
won.
Ron,
They
settle
won
down,
5 times
Ron.
on LeBron's
This
watch.
ain't had nothing to
That's
do with
why
the
that's
Lakers,
why they
You
were
got
Ron.
born,
five
because
times. You
they
got
were
5
born
rings
and
on
beat the
LeBron's
Lakers.
watch. He got 5 rings on LeBron's watch. Steph Curry got 4 on LeBron's watch. So I don't really know if LeBron the face right now.
Mm.
LeBron's still the face. Okay. LeBron is
Maybe the
we
post in your wall, but definitely not.
no, Coach Mac,
She ain't
if
gonna
we
let that go, bro. She
Coach
ain't gonna let
Mac,
that go.
I'm
Coach
sorry.
Mac,
I'm
if we're
sorry. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. I'm
Coach
with
Mac,
you.
if we're gonna be anything, let's be for real. Okay. He's still the
Oh my
face.
goodness.
He's
And
still the
she
face.
broke from that
That,
girl.
that
Girl,
boring Tim
don't
Duncan
put
team got
pressure
5
on you, Coach Mac.
championships in the LeBron era. But
Man.
you just got to watch Wemby and just marvel at the stuff he does. Like, man, you've never seen that type of stuff.
Now, my
That's
question
true.
though, circling back to the Spurs, is Wemby going to? Yes, he's a sight to see, but is it going to bring that same excitement that Jordan, LeBron, Shaq, Kobe? Is it going to bring that same excitement to
You get
carry the
help.
league, to
If
be
he
able to
gets some
carry
help.
the league?
If they put some people around him, I see they got Chris Paul, but I don't know if that's a good move or not.
Bump,
No.
that was just like,
But
why would you guys do that?
if he
He's a
gets one more,
mentor.
if they would have went and got DeMar DeRozan or something, he needs one more
Yeah.
star player because they got the pieces.
Hmm.
They just need a couple of stars around him, and the Spurs will be back again because the kid can ball, man. God, he can ball. Like I love to watch him play, and people tune in and watch him this year. They didn't watch many games, but they watched him.
Yeah.
So they just need some pieces around him.
Yes,
You just have to give him some time. Give him some time.
Yeah, give him some time. He's gonna be fine.
He's gonna be all
Okay.
right.
Now, question. So, do we think the phase of the Steph Curry era is done? And when I mean the Steph Curry era, everything that embodies, right? The trick shots, the half court, damn near half court shots, right? That style of play with them breaking up the nucleus and Steph Curry not having really we for the first time we're seeing him have a season that we haven't seen him have. Multiple games where he didn't even have double
He
digits,
looks
right?
normal now. He looks normal again.
He's looking real regular, real
Mhm.
regular. Is that era over with? Do we think we're going to see a shift in maybe how basketball is being played again with that era kind of coming to an end with them?
I mean,
That's
you
a
can
good
see it
question.
now. You can see it now. I mean, yeah, Steph brought he brought a level to the game that we hadn't seen. It's kind of what Caitlin's doing in the WNBA. But you still got Trey Young out there launching stuff, but he's nowhere near as accurate as Steph was. But the game now is shifted to, they just drive all the way to the rim and then kick it back out. Drive all the way to the rim and kick it back out. So I don't think that part of the game is going. The 40 footers from half court, the fun factor is going to be gone. But
Yeah.
Hmm.
the game's still going to be real soft because these guys would rather shoot a 30-foot three when you got a wide open layup now. So It's gonna be different.
Coach
Well,
Mack,
the
what do you?
Olympic team is playing tonight, so we'll
No,
see
they
what it's
just beat
going to do
Serbia, right?
tonight.
They just beat Serbia today.
Yeah,
Oh, did they play them already?
Yeah, they blew
I thought
Serbia
they
out by
were
earlier.
30. They beat them by
okay.
30.
Mm.
Okay, I missed. I thought they were playing
Yeah.
tonight. I knew they
No,
were
they
playing
they
Serbia, but I
played they
thought.
played in a different time zone, so they play like at 1 o'clock at noon today or something like that.
Oh, I
Mm.
missed them. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it was they beat them by 30. It was bad. Jokic was out there chilling.
yeah, he was.
What?
He was at the chilling.
But the game don't count yet. The Jokic was out there chilling.
Yeah,
Well,
no point.
the question is now is Kevin Durant, is he going to play? Because I'm hearing that Jalen Brown may be getting a phone call.
Yeah, Kevin Durant. I think his calf is. I think he tore something in his calf, man.
Oh
They're not
man.
disclosing. I
Mm.
think he tore that calf muscle. Something ain't right.
I heard he may not play.
He's
That's the
out.
word I'm
I
hearing.
don't know. I don't know. Jalen Brown, his he had a little episode with the media counting his teeth, and they were counting his teeth so tough that they captured him
Bro,
on
that is
film.
not ready for the
Say, yeah. My
Not
opinion,
a
Bronny
pro.
is not a pro, and
bro.
you think you're about to go get an opportunity with Team USA while LeBron is on it, and this just is getting
Not gonna
blown.
happen.
I said,
Not gonna happen.
Jalen, you didn't get
They'll bring
caught.
Cooper Flag now.
Yeah. I said, Jalen, how are you going to get caught in HD, 4K HD like that, saying that about? And you just see Angel Reese. She looks down
He
at her
tried to
phone
brush it off.
immediately. She didn't
He
even
tried to
want to
brush it
look.
off.
So I mean, we'll see. Somebody might have to come replace KD. It'll just be interesting to see who
Yeah,
they replace. I don't know if Jalen Brown is a good replacement for Kevin Durant.
I hate
For
that for KD too, man. But
for
now
yeah.
you don't see too many guys come back from Achilles injury and ever be the same, man. You know,
Mm.
it's
Yeah.
bad. Yeah.
Yes, he is. But while we've been talking about the fellas for a while, I do have to get on my ladies because it has been some great things happening for the WNBA. For those of you that
Yes.
don't know, the WNBA just agreed to a $2.2 billion rights deal with
Mm-hmm.
Amazon.
FedEx, Amazon, it's like a couple of them.
It was a
ESPN.
few
It's 11
ESPN.
years.
Yeah.
11
It's
years
some
deal.
money now. Let's go.
But what this does is quadruples the WNBA's revenue. And wow, what a time to be in the WNBA right now. Not only that, but the two rookies leading the league in assists and rebounds. Caitlin Clark with assists at 7.8 and Angel Reese with 12 rebounds a game, leading the league in those two averages. What a first year. On the show, I know we knew Caitlin was going to go and perform when she got to the WNBA. That was a given. We knew that.
Mhm.
Angel Reese, we said we're rooting for her. We hope that she does, but her footwork needs some work as
And
well as her
they beat
offensive
the
moves.
Aces last night. I was so mad. They beat the Aces last night.
Yeah, they beat the Aces.
They
They
beat the
sure did.
Aces.
Monday night, wasn't it?
I was hot last night. No, it was last night.
It was last night. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Kennedy, she performed well. You got
Yeah,
to
We
give
don't,
her
we
Kennedy
that.
don't
had
give her
34
enough credit.
points, man.
Kennedy
She
be
did.
balling. We forgot Kennedy Carter gave Team USA like 35 in
Yeah,
college. We
she
forget that. She's a
a
Yeah,
bucket.
bucket.
Sue
She's
Bird era,
yeah.
35.
Yeah,
Kennedy
don't forget
Carter.
that part, Coach Mac. Don't forget that
Yes.
part.
a
Sue
bucket.
Bird era. Okay. That's a huge difference there.
Huge difference. And not only that, Angel Reese recording 17 double doubles. She's currently tied for the most double doubles as a rookie. She's behind Tina Charles, who we know a absolute beast out of UConn. Tina Charles,
Yes.
she recorded 22 double doubles in her rookie year. Do we think Angel can hit that before the end of the season?
Well, she just broke a double double. Her streak ended. She had 8 points in one game, but she had like 13 rebounds, and then she had a double double just the other night. So her
Gonna break
streak
that
was
now.
broken.
Yeah, she gonna
Was
break
was broken at 15, 15 or 16, one of them. But
it.
yeah, she's just started over.
Yeah, she gonna break
So
that easy. She did that at LSU double machine. You know, when you miss
yeah,
13 layups, it's easy to get 10 rebounds.
Right.
Get
yeah.
it.
Now, I will say this though, and we can't take this away because I don't know, Darius, you're a guard. Coach Mac, you play guard. Ron, you play
I play
guard.
guard.
So
I
we
was a
all
shooting guard. I was a
we're
shooting
all
guard.
okay. So our podcast is filled with guards. And one thing we could say is that rebounds is effort, right? You have to work to get a rebound. So I will say that if Angel Reese is going to do anything else, whether if she doink it off the back of the rim, she's working 10 times harder than she did to try and make the layup to go get that
Well,
rebound.
well. Is it really working hard when you're the one that's throwing it over
It's just,
and you know where it's going?
That's what
where
I'm
it's
saying.
going.
She's
You
Don't
throwing it right back
can't
to
shoot it.
herself.
just
And
play
then
it
they give her,
opposite with
and then you get
yourself.
your shot blocked and you catch it. They give her a rebound for that too.
Don't effort. That's a stretch for that one. But
But
I mean,
if you look
you
at
did
their
it.
coaching staff, they have no post coaches. They're all guards. Their whole staff is guards. They have no one to teach her the post game. She has no post moves. They really need a bigs coach there. They have all guard coaches.
Yep.
Who's
If you
that?
notice, the Indiana, not the Indiana, Chicago Sky. If you look at their coaching
Oh,
staff, everybody
okay.
play
Teaspoon, she
guard.
was a guard.
Everybody play
Yeah.
guard.
Yep.
They have no.
Everybody
Cause
was a guard.
Cordova, she's starting to get her act together. She's looking pretty good.
Now
I feel like
let me
there's
ask,
so much more to her though.
let me ask
There's
y'all
so
Yes.
much
let me
more
ask
to
this
her.
question. I'm gonna ask
Yes.
y'all this question. Do y'all think they wasted that pick? Because I think Camilla could be thriving on another team, but they're so caught up in the Angel Reese hype that they're really not giving her enough. She can ball. Camilla
She
can
can.
ball. But do you
Oh
think
yeah,
they
she's
set that
good.
pick up and it's hurting Camilla's game?
I just
I
think
can see
Angel's
Mm,
that.
outworking her. I think Angel's
No,
outworking.
I can understand what Darius was saying on this point because when you think about how Camilla performed at South Carolina, she was pretty much that girl, but she's being overshadowed by Angel, obviously
Mhm.
for so many reasons. And as you say, she's really not getting the opportunity that she could. Because I mean, first off, look how tall she is. You can
mhm.
easily just get it into her, and she can make her move compared to Angel just throwing it to herself and going up and getting her points. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm kind of with Darius on that one.
Now
She's really not getting the opportunity that she should.
I get both sides, but this is the thing. One side of that I get because she's missing out on the chance for reps that she would get for a team that doesn't have a big girl like Angel. So they need Camilla to come perform and to play and to get those 20 minutes a game. But what we're not seeing though is Angel Reese could be dogging Camilla in practice right now for all we know. And maybe so it's not so much that her opportunity isn't there, it's that hey, you getting dogged in practice, and until you can lock this up in practice, I mean, that's going to limit your reps in the game. I think, in the beginning, I think her injury kind of played a factor in that as well. But so I do have to factor that in because she's was injured to start off right away. And
Yeah.
it's tough in the middle of the season getting injured and trying to rehab, recover, and then come back and play and be full strength. And sometimes you come back and you want to play because you don't want to get further down the line on when you're getting off the bench. So you force yourself when you might not be fully ready. Then you have to factor in the mental aspect. So I do get both sides. I think that if she
Mhm.
went to a team where they had to use her, she
Mhm.
had to get these reps. Yes, she'd be getting more reps in, but we also don't know what practice is looking like. And because I thought that they would play in tandem with each other. I think they have two different style of
Yeah.
play where
They
they would
do.
be able to feed off of each other and play in tandem. And so we haven't really seen that as much as I thought we would.
But you would think
They
that is
start
something they
together.
would do with those two, though. I mean,
They
that's like
start
a given.
together,
Yeah.
but if you watch them sometime, like all five of them be out. And you would think, well, and it's kind of tough because Angel Reese is struggling with her shot right now. So you would think that high low action would be there, put Angel at the top and Camilla down low, but she's struggling with her shot. So everybody's sagging back, and they're giving her that shot. So now it's like, okay, we got to take one of them out. So one of them can be inside because they're not respecting Angel's jump shot. It's a lot of factors. But
But
I think
there goes to not having a post coach because a post
yeah,
Yes.
coach will recognize that and capitalize on that opportunity
yeah.
and use that to the advantage.
Because that'll be a great duo, man. High low action, man. One down low, one up high. Like, come on, man. You
And
can't
I
stop.
think it's
Maybe.
still early though. They're both two rookies, right? So we have to factor that in. It's not like Angel's been in the league for 2-3 years and she's, can they can play off each other. So there are two rookies learning, and it's also Teaspoon's first season. So
True.
I think after this season, Coach Mack, I do think that Teaspoon, I can definitely see her going to go get a post coach to come in.
Mm.
She's going to need somebody that
Needs
can.
to.
She's going to need somebody that can teach them that footwork and clean up
Yes.
those post
God.
moves. The
Mhm.
the footwork is horrendous.
Her
Okay,
footwork is bad. She travels every time. Angel travels every time she touches the
Oh,
ball. They just
Yes.
don't call it.
they're playing NBA rules, Darius. That's why.
They definitely playing in 4 steps before you have to throw.
Yeah.
Maybe they can trade for a taller player that can help that high low situation.
Because they got the
For
talent,
Chicago.
like with Kennedy, and you got two good bigs who are gonna be pretty good. You just need to teach them. Like you just got to teach them. When,
So
when,
so
when
wait,
you play with South Carolina and your whole team is just stacked, you don't need to do it. You just throw them out there. You
yep,
know,
so since,
Don gave them the foundation. You throw them out there, they're gonna go be some dogs. But now they need
yep.
teaching.
since the NBA has a Euro step, so does the WNBA have the Euro plus one Euro step?
They got the
Yeah,
Asian
they got
step.
that
They got
too.
the Asian
They
step. You
got
just
that
get it
too.
and run with it.
Don't forget the gather step, Angel. Don't forget the gather
You get a
step.
gather step
True.
too. You can run with the ball as long as it's in one hand. You good. Just
Yeah.
don't touch it.
Hey, did you guys hear what Don Staley said about the Rookie of the Year?
She need to change her thoughts on that because Caitlin is that she's gonna get it.
She said that Angel Reese is definitely the Rookie of the Year.
Okay,
Coming from Don.
okay. I
Don
mean, everybody say that.
Mm.
Caitlin is a different breed. It has to be a cold rookie of the year. It has to be cold rookie of the year because it's gonna be a firestorm if either one
Ooh.
wins it by themselves.
Well, the Indiana Fever's playing right now against your
Yeah, I'm watching
Dallas
that too on my
Wings.
phone.
Oh God. Wait,
Dallas is
they
terrible. Dallas is bad.
it started out during the draft. Y'all saw how I just couldn't watch it no more after
Yeah, they
they
just
Dallas is
just
winning the game
it's
right now,
like
but they're bad.
yeah, momentarily, but that we'll see how long that's gonna last. I mean, it's probably gonna be a close game with Indiana, but
I
they're
don't know.
terrible this
They
year.
on a 4 game winning streak or a 3 game
I mean,
winning streak. The
they got
Fever.
Enrique. Enrique shoots 65 shots a game. People don't talk about her accuracy. She's not
Yeah,
that accurate, but she plays hard, but she shoots about 35 shots a game, man.
I'm
For
definitely gonna get that up.
35 shots for 20 points, huh?
Or 20 points. Right now she's 6 for 16 for 16 points right now.
Ooh,
You know,
ooh,
like she gonna get her shots up. Like Caitlin right
wow.
now has 17 and 11. Aaliyah Boston has 22. So
they
Smith has
looking good. They looking good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they seem like they're starting to gel a little bit more, but I definitely can see a co MVP or excuse me, co rookie of the year happening between these two. But when you look at what they're both doing, setting records, breaking records as rookies, I think that that is probably, like you said, the safe choice is
You
that
have
both of them because you know
just for what
they
they've done for the game. You gotta
what they've done for the game, and then not only what they've done, but they're showing why they're
yeah,
getting
Right.
the pub that they've been
yeah,
getting. They're both
they earned it.
leveling up to the expectations that the world has set for them to go out and achieve. And so it's great to see both of them doing that. But one player that I want to highlight, I can't think of her name off the top, but Dejanay, the one that got into it
Yeah,
with Caitlin Clark,
mm-hmm.
she has been putting the bootstraps on players. Okay.
Dejanay Carrington locks up.
She Carrington, thank you.
Uh,
She is locking them up.
lock-
She held Caitlin 2 for 9.
she locks up.
She
Anybody.
had she had Erica from the Dallas Wings. She had her, I think it was like it was maybe like 2 for 8, 2 for 9 as well too.
Mm-hmm.
She held Kalia Cooper
Mm-hmm.
to like 0-7 or something crazy. I mean, she has been locking up, and I love to see it. I love to see. I'm a big defensive person. I feel like offense
She locks
sells
up.
tickets, but defense wins championships.
She prides
And
herself on that.
So
she prides herself on the D.
I
Mhm.
found what she's held these players to. So Caitlin Clark 2 for 9, Ariel Atkins 0 for 7, Kalia Cooper
Mm,
0 for 3,
mm.
Eric K. Ogumawale 2 for 9, Chelsea Gray 0 for 3, and Jewel Lloyd
Oh,
She
one for
locks up.
five.
She's like
wow.
that.
You just wait till
Wow.
my two girls get in that Juju Watkins and Madison Booker.
Ooh,
I mean,
Ooh.
games
Maddie,
coming. You wait till those two get in. Oh my goodness.
Maddie,
Madison Booker, I used to train her in the 5th and 6th grade in Mississippi. That's my
Maddie.
girl. I can't wait till she makes it.
It's going to be a time to see. It is definitely going to be a time to see. And Coach Mack, you sent a video, and I can't think of her name off the top, but you're going to know immediately right away who I'm talking about. She's a walk-in bucket, and she's in high
Oh,
school.
Oh, that's that
Chavez.
girl. Yeah,
Chavez.
Oh
Chavez.
my gosh! I
Yes.
watched the highlights.
Aaliyah Chavez.
Y'all,
Chavez. Yep.
you got
They're
one
at
inch.
the
girl from UConn that hasn't made it. What's her name? The one who just was on TV the other day. What you know who I'm talking about?
Paige.
Yeah, Paige Beckers. You still got her
Mhm.
coming, and then you got the 7'3" girl from China coming.
Oh yeah. Oh
So the
yeah.
WNBA, this is it's coming.
It's definitely ramping up, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. But we have come to our time here on Talking Hoops. What a great show. I know we spent a lot of time on NBA, but it's been a lot of NBA stuff to discuss. And I am looking forward to see what happens at the end of the summer as we start to go into the season and see what other trades and players leaving look like and who might be getting added to some of these other teams, as well as coaching staff. We see, we mentioned earlier, Darvin Ham is the head assistant for Doc Rivers with the Milwaukee Bucks. So seeing some coaches move around, interested to see what JJ Redick does, but he still
Ooh,
has lots of time
that's gonna be
before
rough.
season starts.
Assistant coach JJ Redick. Oh yeah,
But hey, you see who they got as
Yeah,
his assistant now, who was the G League. She
yeah,
was
I
the
did
G
see
League.
that. Yep.
well, they made the smart decision because she
Yeah,
was coach of the year. So
She
we know
was.
who will really be coaching. It'll
Lindsay.
be her and LeBron, Lindsey
Lindsey
Harden,
Harding.
and yep,
yeah,
Lindsey Harden and LeBron James. Really, they'll have C next to their name on the roster, and it won't be for captain. So we shall see what ends up happening. But thank you all so much for tuning in to Talking Hoops. It's been a time. Thank you so much, Darius, for joining us again.
no problem.
Again, shout out to our fan favorite who was requested over 100 times to come be back on Talking Hoops.
I don't know.
So, to all of you 100 individuals that tuned in, thank you. We appreciate you. We love having you here. We'll see you all next week where you can catch us.
Angel didn't pop up in the screen yet. Angel got to pop up.
Angel coming from behind the glass.
Listen,
There he is.
this is the only guest. I want y'all to understand this. There are over 450 plus watching right now. And I'm going to say this. It's the only guest that has ever been offered a multi year contract here at Talking Hoops. We went from days. We ain't talking about practice. We talking about days, right, and years. So Darius Rice is here for the longevity. Sorry, Darius. Listen, you're part of the crew now. I hate to break news to you.
Fine with me.
He will have the contract come tomorrow.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining. And this is Talking Hoops. It's your girl, Coach T, signing out. We'll see you all next week.
See y'all later.
See you later.